In this short video, I'm going to be talking about chapter in this book, How to Get Better and Who to Learn From. This is on the Decoy book, which I wrote a couple of years ago. This is the one that I'm most proud of. So I recommend it if you decoy. If you know somebody who decoys, I recommend you get it for them as well. Let's talk about the chapter, How to Get Better and Who to Learn From. How to get better as a decoy. I was asked this question by a client of mine a couple of weeks ago. Do you train decoys also? Do you train people who want to decoy? The answer, by the way, is yes, I can absolutely do that. I've been decoying for a while, and I do love the process. I'm pretty good at figuring out what the dog needs, what the deficiencies are. At this point, I'd have to be a complete moron to not have a basic idea of what I'm doing. I'm not gonna break a dog. That I can guarantee you. I'm not going to break a dog. What I really like about decoying is this. I always know, as a handler, I know what my dog needs. That's the beauty of understanding decoy work. Because I know how to develop dogs, and when a dog comes to me and they have certain issues around a specific area, maybe it's stick shyness, maybe there's a little bit of conflict with the handler, maybe there is spatial pressure conflicts with the decoy, right? Maybe there is anticipation of the out. Another one that I see too is the dog is too dependent on the decoy because they've been conditioned to just insane amounts of pressure, and the dog relies now too much on the decoy. There's a bunch of things that I am able to address. What I like about knowing what I'm doing is I know what my dogs need. I know their deficiencies. I know what they're great at. I know when we do training sessions, I know, okay, my dog as a handler, knowing what the decoy knows, okay? If I was decoying for my dog and I was seeing what I'm seeing as a handler, I know this is what my dog needs. That means that I could go anywhere. I could go to a trial, and if something happens in that trial where my dog did not show the best version of themselves during bite work, I know why he did that. I know why he didn't out, okay? I know why he outed too early. I know why he had a hard time with this. I know why his grip maybe wasn't as good as it normally is. Right, I understand all these things, and even when I go to a training session, if I'm training with somebody else that I normally don't train with, I don't have to rely on somebody telling me this is what your dog needs. I don't have to take their word for it. I don't have to go, oh, well, crap, I'm confused now because this decoy told me this, and now this other decoy is telling me this, and now this other trainer is telling me this. This is something you hear a lot with dog handlers. Sometimes they'll get different information from decoys, and you hear it. You hear the confusion and the frustration in the handlers. With the handlers, they'll tell me, well, crap, well, I went to this person, and this person told me that this is what I needed to work on, and now you're telling me this is what I needed to work on. I don't understand. Well, because I know what I'm doing, as a handler, I never have to be confused. I know that if I go somewhere and somebody works my dog, I don't have to worry about this person telling me something different than that person, because I see it. I can read my dog and I can go, this is what's happening. This is what my dog needs. Doing decoy work might not be something you want to do. It might be something that you really have no interest in doing. You might be like, that's peasant work. I'm not gonna do that. I'm better. I'm a trainer. I'm not gonna decoy. And you might be an amazing trainer, super nice trainer. And if you have a really nice dog, you don't really need to worry about this. You just surround yourself with good decoys. But if you don't have that, if you are not able to just go from club to club to club, surround yourself with the best decoys, the best trainers, and maybe you don't have a super genetically gifted dog where the dog is basically doing a lot of the work for the decoy. If you have a dog that is not like that, then you just have to rely on other people to develop your dog, which is fine. But again, what happens is you have to take their word for it. So if I'm a handler, my dog maybe doesn't have the best genetics, and maybe I don't have the luxury to have an amazing club, and I don't do decoy work, now I have to rely and I have to trust whatever decoy that I can get a hold of. I have to rely on them telling me what my dog needs. And because I don't understand the craft, I have to trust them. And then when I go to another decoy, the other decoy might tell me something else, but because I don't understand this craft right here, because I don't understand it, it's easier for me to get confused and go, whoa, 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 hold on. You're telling me my dog needs this, but this person told me my dog needs this. So understanding this side of the leash, if you understand the decoy work part of it, you don't have to even be an expert, but understanding it, you really get to see dogs with different personalities, and you get to see what a dog needs, and the development of that and the experience that you get from that makes you by default a better handler. Just like when I started doing PSA, I had very little knowledge about PSA. I had very little knowledge about sport work. And so I started the club with no experience. I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never been to a trial. I just had my Malinois that I got a few years ago, and I wanted to do some sort of sport, but I wanted to do PSA. And so the people that I surrounded myself with, they were also new. They didn't know PSA, except for one person that helped us out for a little bit. But I had to do a lot of relying on that person when it came to the sport. Yeah, I've done decoy work before, but the sport part of it was new to me. The sport was brand new to me. So I had to just go, one step at a time, so to speak. But that changed dramatically when I went to decoy camp for PSA. And it took me 2 decoy camps to get certified. When I went to decoy camp, it's like I got a look behind the curtains. And it really helped me understand PSA. I'm talking about certification decoy camp. I haven't been to development decoy camp, so I can't speak for that. But going to PSA certification camp, that truly opened my eyes to the sport. I now got to see, wow, so this is what the decoys are doing, right? This is what they're looking, this is what the judges are looking for. It gave me an entire new perspective on the sport. By the time I finished the first decoy camp, I was like, wow, I know so much about the sport now. By the time I finished my second decoy camp, I was like, wow, I'm getting the hang of this sport. I know I know the tricks that the decoys are using at the trial that I also as a handler need to be aware of. And then when I started going to trials, when I started decoying at trials, now I'm on this side of the field, right? I'm not the handler, I'm actually decoying. That also was a game changer for me as a PSA handler, as a club member for my club, and as a training director for my club, right? It really allowed me to help my club members, because now I understood this is what we're looking for as decoys. This is what the judge is looking for as a judge. This is how we're setting it up, and this is what we want to see. And these are the things that we're going to do to make your dog fail. Knowing that really makes you a better handler. So that's why I want to go back to what I was saying earlier, right? How do you become better? You become better by surrounding yourself with good decoys, right? And sometimes that is going to take you traveling, right? And it is going to take you volunteering. It is going to take you getting those repetitions. You don't have to do it. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm not saying that you're not a good handler unless you decoy. That's not the case. So I'm not implying that, but I'm just telling you from experience, learning decoy work and having a pretty good idea of what I'm doing just makes it so that I know as a handler what my dog needs. I don't get confused. Even if my dog fails at a trial and the judge tells me, this is why your dog failed, I know exactly why my dog failed. I have the thousands of hours with that dog, right, as a handler, and I can see exactly, and I can know this is why he had a problem not outing. This is why he had a problem, engaging at this time. I know what happened in the hundreds of hours, thousands of hours prior to that moment. And I attribute that to understanding the craft on the other end of the leash, which is again on the decoy work part of it.